Tell you what is annoying.
What?
Steve's told me about a film that is about a monkey going off with a woman.
The Charlotte Rampling thing where she...
It's a film called Max Mon Amour. Yeah, she has an affair with a monkey. Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
You wouldn't like
Don't
it.
go, we can't go into
You
it.
wouldn't
We need
like it.
monkeys.
You wouldn't like it. It's not like, it's weird and you wouldn't, Carl, it's not like a nature programme where he wears a bowler hat and can talk. Okay? The nature programmes that you seem to see.
Yes, I'm trying to think. I haven't seen that one.
No! Yeah. Come on, do monkey news.
Well, monkey news this week.
Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news, you
Right, it's about this monkey that was knocking about in the 1950s.
Right.
It was known in the sort of LA area, right? And apparently, again, I haven't really checked all this out. I've just picked up bits that look interesting.
Yeah.
Wore a golden mask and like a cape and a leopard skin belt and stuff, right? So people didn't know he was a monkey.
Of course they didn't know, yeah.
He just thought, they thought it was this bloke who's going around and he was helping out crime situations and stuff.
Right, you're an idiot. So, this disguise, that you see a 3'6" bloke with arms the length of his body.
No, but that's the funny thing, right? They sort of thought, it's a bit odd, you know, he's stocky, yet extremely flexible.
Yeah, and hairy, because he only wore a white mask and a belt.
And a distinctive jawline and stuff. And then,
Right.
apparently, like, he used to sort of get to his...
Nothing we say gets through, does it? You've decided you can
Just
picture
telling
this
you,
monkey
just telling
going
you
around
what's going
solving
on.
crimes, and
I'm
it's...
telling you.
Let him finish the story. Time's running out.
So it sort of get to its crime by, like, swinging from the trees and
Of course
stuff.
it would,
right?
yeah.
But people just thought it's a normal fella.
Of course.
Then what happened was,
This is the bit that's going to annoy me, isn't it?
he helped some fellas out, like, you know, and for a reward, they were like, do you want some money? You know, you've helped save our lives during a crime and stuff. Do you want some money in that? And he just went straight for the shopping bags, got a couple of bananas and apples, right? And as he was bent down, looking into the bag, getting the bananas and apples, they pulled his mask off, little monkey.
So he wasn't allowed to work for the police anymore?
It ended there.
Sure.
Weird, isn't it? Well, my mum sent me some. Right. I got a little letter from her doing the usual sort of stuff, telling me what she's been up to and that. It was a little thing about somewhere in Lincolnshire or something.
Right,
To
good.
do a bit of monkey throwing.
What do you mean?
Because some fella got attacked by one once, and sort of to remember him, on this certain day they go, oh, it was today, wasn't it? And that fella got attacked by a little monkey and that. And something about chucking monkeys about.
That's horrible.
I don't know if they're real, I think it's just like to remember.
Alright.
But that's the only sort of stuff that's knocking about out there.
But it's not, that's not
I've got my
monkey
mum and
news.
dad on it, looking all the time. For stuff.
Yeah, there must be more monkey news than that.
There isn't nothing. I mean, there's bits and pieces. There was a bit about Donna Rare, how when she has a kid, she's going to let a gorilla look after it for a week or something. But apart from that, it's dead out there.
Well, I don't know what that means.
She's well, that's it.
Well, it's
Apparently,
not true. She's not going to let a gorilla look after a
No,
child.
it is. Apparently, a fella works with them or something, and
This is rubbish!
it's not rubbish.
How can she let a gorilla look after a baby for a week?
Well, forget it.
Sorry, have you ever heard her speak?
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news, you
Right now, it was back in the 1980s.
Right. So it is quite topical then. Okay. When did this happen then? 1980s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about a Colombian F1 sort of Formula One driver.
Yeah.
Apparently these races were going on, right? And someone kept winning them.
Right, okay, forget it. Forget it. No, don't do it. Because it's rubbish. Because it's rubbish.
Right, so someone kept winning the races.
So this human that kept winning the race. So this human being that kept winning the races, Carl, what was his name?
His name it's Jimmy something.
Yeah. How tall was he? Just out of interest. No,
let's
tall was
hear
he?
the story. Let's hear the story.
Was he about 4 foot 8?
You might find out if I tell you the story.
Yeah.
Right?
Go on.
So anyway, he kept winning and everyone was like, oh, he's brilliant, this guy, who is he, and all that.
Yeah.
But his gimmick, right?
Was never showing his body or face?
That's right. Never
You're
took his
joking.
helmet off.
You're an idiot.
Never took his helmet off, right?
You know the short trousers he used to wear? You know his trousers were about a foot long, but his shirts, the sleeves were really long.
Anyway, right, so because he wouldn't take his helmet off, and
You're
he
an
was
idiot.
He he was taking part in, like, the F3, which is, like, the lower ranks of Formula 1 and
Just
that.
get to it. Just get to
Everyone thought it was, like, a famous driver who was taking part in that.
Get to being a monkey. and then
Anyway,
we can
what
go
happened
home.
was, there was a crash one day,
Yeah.
and the car tipped over, everyone's like, oh.
He ran up a tree?
So,
They were suspecting when he ran away with the ambulance people up a tree and started eating a banana?
so the marshals ran over and the ambulance people were there and they were about to take his helmet off, and the marshal was like, don't take his helmet off.
Give away the secret that he's a monkey.
Give away the secret and that.
Yeah, chimp. Yeah.
Took his helmet off.
Jimmy Chimpus.
Little monkey under there.
No, definitely not. Okay, let's play Ryan Allen.
Did he
We'll
survive? Let me
Yeah.
just a couple of questions. Did he survive?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He was allowed to keep all the awards that he won.
Sure.
But he wasn't allowed to take part in any other races.
Yeah, didn't happen.
Little monkey. What happened is, it's this plane, right? Aeroflot, I think it is, Russian airline. Having a good flight, everything's going normal and that.
This is gonna be libelous. The pilot. Sorry, I mustn't interrupt myself. How tall was the pilot on this flight?
Okay, listen, we've had a few complaints, people saying, don't interrupt Monkey
Steve!
News.
Okay.
Don't interrupt Monkey
Okay, I
News
won't
halfway
then.
through. It's like the
Okay.
weather girl complaining whilst Trevor McDonald's doing
Okay, alright. Go on then. Go on then.
Alright, so, the flight's going well. Food's been served and all the rest of it. Anyway, someone gets upset about not having many nuts.
Right, they've not got enough nuts.
They hand the nuts out and that. One of the sort of passengers is going mental. Because it's like, well,
What's he saying?
He's just
What
going
language
mad.
is he talking? Is he Russian or English?
So anyway, there's a bit of a fight going on. Fight starts happening. People are going, "What's up with that little fella?" Right?
The little hairy bloke.
So they sort of drag him.
What's wrong with Bob Hoskins? And why is he screaming? Why isn't he talking in his usual Cockney accent? Why is Bob Hoskins screaming and grabbing at nuts?
So you've ruined it. Right?
Come on.
What have I ruined?
Right, Rick, turn his microphone off so he
Okay,
can't interrupt
right.
you.
Right. So anyway, so there's a fight going on. Nuts are going everywhere. Right. So anyway, so they manage to tie him down. They get him on the floor, tie his legs up and that. Right.
His little legs.
Get him to the. Get him.
Come on.
See you later. Have a good Christmas.
No! Carl, how dare you! Finish the story.
All that happened is they got back. It turned out that he shouldn't have been on the plane anyway.
Why?
His passport wasn't valid.
Right.
And you can't cause problems on planes and that. So he got put in a cell for a bit. Turned out it was a little monkey. Alright?
Quick question, how did he complain about the shortage of nuts?
Yeah.
He just was going mental.
Right, he didn't actually call over a stewardess, he just...
Well,
wanted to-
how did he get on the plane in the first place? What ticket did he have?
Have a good Christmas and that.
But you
yeah?
know it's rubbish. You
See
must
you
know
later.
that's rubbish.
All
You
the
must
best.
know that's rubbish.
All the best.
You must know that's rubbish.
About this woman monkey who was born in 1834. Right? Half monkey, half woman.
No. Not true.
It happened. Apparently, it was
Impossible.
it was in the Daily Mail. Right?
Okay.
The Victorian ape woman was her name.
Yeah, I christen this thing Victorian Ape Woman. Well, we thought Sandra. No, I'm calling it Victorian Ape Woman.
She was about 4 foot.
No, didn't happen.
She had lovely thick black hair on her head and on the back of her legs and her arms.
Yeah.
Alright.
So stockings.
Let's have a look.
And she didn't need a bustle because of a huge ape-like arse sticking out the back of her dress.
She was good at reading and sewing. She
Well,
had
good because they didn't have opposable thumbs. So
she could speak 3 languages.
yes,
She was
human, monkey, and monkey human.
20 offers of marriage. Does that annoy you, Steve?
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Right, there's this monkey, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think his name was number 6 or number 7 or something, right? In this lab, right? And anyway, it's in there with like the rabbits and little mice and stuff like that. And
The rabbit smoking.
the nurse, right? The nurse, not the nurse, the woman who works in the lab. What would you call her? Is that a nurse?
Depends what turns out her job was. If she was a lab assistant, you call her a lab assistant.
Alright.
I mean, they probably call her by a name.
All right, lab assistant, right?
Kirsty.
So
I
she's
think it's probably Kirsty.
Right.
Kirsty Morris.
well, she's in there, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't work with many people and that. She's mainly on her own with just putting lipstick on rabbits and stuff like that, right?
Chimpanzee it?
So
Chimpanzee it. He's putting on lipstick chimpanzee because she's got hairy legs.
he gets pally, right, with this woman because it gets to a point when she sees him every day.
It's the way he sort of tries to string out like it's a narrative love story. The chimp put its hand out and grabbed her, and then you're thinking that he made a move on her.
So
Right, come on,
he's
let him
allowed
tell
out.
the
He's
story.
allowed out.
Oh,
the
it's not a
cage.
story, is it?
He's allowed out the cage and what have you. Anyway, so he's wandering about, and as time goes on, he's watching what she's doing more and more. Right. So he notices like the code on the door. Right. Whatever 247 or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, right, I've clocked that. I've got that. I'll remember that. Right. And then he goes, right, there's a lot of lipstick and that knocking about, a lot of makeup.
Right, okay. No, there's no way. No! Because,
So-
Steve, you know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen.
So he's there.
It's ridiculous.
And he's going, well, if it's there, you know what I mean? So while she's messing about with the rabbit, he gets there, he's in front of the mirror, putting a little bit of lippy on. Right?
No! I know! It's gone too far! No, it's gone too far, Steve.
Right,
Your mic's off, Rick. He's finishing
Right,
the story.
so-
Show mine off as well.
It's gone.
It's looking pretty
I
good.
didn't mention the mascara!
It's looking alright, right? So it knows the code on the door, 247, right? So when she's sort of messing about with the rabbit, right, he goes, right, here's my chance. He's looking good, 247, out the door, reception man's there, he's like, alright, Kirsty, right?
Talk shit! Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news, you
Right, well, this monkey news story, right, it's about, this fella, a couple of fellas in Texas,
Yeah.
sort of running a farm,
Yeah.
right?
Just because they definitely fellas. Well, how tall are they?
Can we
the fellas
just let him tell
Okay,
the
they
story?
aren't human beings. These two are human beings.
Time's against us.
They're
Rick.
running this farm and that, and anyway, so they're outside getting the cattle, and he turns round, right?
It's just that cow's...
Couple of monkeys walking about. So he knows what's going on, right? So anyway, so it's in Texas. They don't know what to do with the monkeys. There isn't a zoo. It's fairly barren there, isn't it? You know what I mean? Not much going about. So the other fella who runs the farm with him says, "Look, we need a bit of an hand." Right? So, said, let's teach them some stuff, and the monkeys were happy with that, because they were lost anyway, right? So they had
They had nothing to do. They were bumming around, they were looking for work.
They'd hired a motorhome. They'd
Yeah.
gone out of their way.
Maybe it's like the Hulk, they were like Bruce Banner wandering around going, I need some work. You won't get angry, will you?
So anyway, right, so they taught these monkeys how to ride a horse, right? So they've both got a...
Sorry, you're sure Charlton Heston's not going to pop up?
both
You're sure
got-
you weren't watching a video last night and thought it was a documentary?
They've both got a horse each, right? They've been given, like, a little lasso and all that business.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't talk
Right.
shit,
So,
Carl.
anyway, it's going well, and it carried on for about 2 years, this, right?
course
It's
it did.
like, you know, rounding up the cattle every night and all that.
yeah.
So, the two fellas are chatting, going, it's worked out well, hasn't it? And that.
Right, if there's a hostile takeover, and they sort of like buy up 51% of the shares or
So they
something...
said, for this to continue, the monkeys are getting old a bit now. We need a little woman monkey in here to sort of get some kids
you
going
do.
for like the future farm people.
Forward
Right?
planning, yeah.
So they get a little woman monkey.
They
in.
decided to only hire monkeys from
Why
now
not?
then.
Why not? It's working. Why mess with something when it's not broke, right? So they get the little woman monkey in. They have kids and all that business, right? But the problem was, right, when they first got the woman monkey in, it was like, well, which one's going to have the woman, right? So they started sort of fighting a bit and what have you. But because they'd seen the owners of the farm with like
Don't
guns
tell
and
me the
stuff,
baby monkeys didn't want to go into the family business, won't have to be a lawyer.
they had a bit of a shoot-off.
Shut up!
They got two monkeys, right? And
Don't stop!
because they'd seen the owners with guns and what have you.
No!
No, that sounds
So they had a bit of a shoot-off.
Yeah.
That's how they sorted it out.
And who won?
I think it was George. The one called George.
Right.
So I think they had 17 kids. The farm's still running.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news, yeah.
Oh, there isn't. I've been away, haven't I?
There's been no monkey news, you can't get...
No, but I haven't had a proper chance to sort of, you know.
Carl, your monkey news is of spurious tales from the 17th century sometimes. So let's have one of those.
No,
Let's
it's
have a
all-
monkey who dressed as Zorro and they thought he was a woodsman, but when they took his head off he was a 4-foot hairy chimp. Let's have one of those ridiculous stories.
Well, we've done that though. But do you want to go back on some of the ones?
Oh,
to sort
for
of
just
recap?
what is the
No,
monkey news? There must have been some monkey news this
Right.
week.
The only thing that sort of stood out, do you know, like they're having problems.
You're just making this up. Where's your information? Where's the piece of paper? Where's the document? What is this?
Because I've been away, so I haven't got
Right,
anything.
let's
that's
just
walked
hear, let's
into there.
let's hear,
But
let's
it's
hear
bad
him out.
enough when he's reading it he gets it wrong. When he's just riffing, it's going to be absolute twaddle.
Let's hear it out.
Right, do you know, like, they're having problems getting new people to be policemen?
Oh, fuck.
Go on.
They've, in America, they're taking them on to, sort of join the SWAT team.
They've taken what on?
Some little monkeys.
Okay.
Giving them walkie-talkies and all that. And,
Well, they can't talk.
They're just walkies.
they don't have to
Yeah, give them some walkies. What do you mean?
they're just
What
being
was...
given commands and that. And, they
What, so it's one way, they tell them, they've got the little thing strapped to them.
they're good at, like, getting into small, sort of, you know, small places and that, and sort of, you know, cracking stuff and all that. Like I say, it's just half a story I just picked up on.
That's not a story!
Well, what do you want?
Monkey news!
Okay, we've got to sort this out. We didn't meet again this week, and this is a shoddy show. I thought we had a sort of framework for it, but, do you know what I mean? No, I thought, you know, Carl could sort of tell him what was going on. He doesn't know anything except watching telly. Late night telly on strange channels, like he gets all his information about the news on Anna Nova, and, I mean... I even tried out because Monkey News last week was awful.
It wasn't Monkey News.
It wasn't Monkey News. It was I can't remember it.
I've been away on holiday.
Brilliant. Yeah, and the Monkey News stops. I phoned him up. There was a front cover of the I think it was the Telegraph one day this week, and it was an ironic story. It was a fluff piece, but it was a funny story. It was about a monkey in a zoo that had a ruck with its father because it's adolescent. It was like the equivalent of like 16 to 18, and it had a fight with its father, and it escaped. It ran away, and it was like, you know, an interesting story.
Yeah.
I phoned Carl up and said, "This is Monkey News. A monkey has escaped from its cage after an argument with its father." And he said, "What was the argument about?" I mean, he thinks like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
What was the argument about? Like, the zookeepers are going, "Oh, look, oh no, he's brought up his untidy room again." The father, "Oh, look, he's caught him smoking again." I mean, what do you mean, what was the argument about? They have fights. They have fights, and then it ran away.
His dad wanted him to go to college, but he just wants to quit and get a job.
Yeah, and he fancied a monkey in the other cage, and the father was saying, "She's not good enough for you." Oh.
So
what
we've got
was
some
it
monkey
about?
news today?
Yeah, I got a little bit of monkey
You got a
news
little bit of
there.
monkey news, right? You've redeemed yourself
alright,
then this week.
We've got some stuff there and that.
Josh Rags, it's the night time on XFM 104.9. Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington, and what is it time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Right then, so, there's this monkey, right,
Right.
in Canada. It's in a zoo in, Toronto, I think it is. His name's Pascal, right, and, what happened was, all the people in the zoo, sort of said, you know, what can we do, sort of spice the day up a bit, right?
Yeah.
So they left,
Embellishing. No way this is a news
Let him
story.
do the news, let him do the news.
Okay.
so they
Any
left,
dates?
Just let him read the news, alright?
Well,
You wouldn't interrupt Moira Stewart.
it was about 2 weeks ago.
No, because she always says today, so you know it's news. She doesn't say, right, there was a monkey, right?
Alright,
Well,
in Canada,
Come on,
right?
mate, just finish the
Okay.
beer all night.
A couple of weeks ago, in this zoo in Canada,
Right.
they got a camcorder,
Right.
and they said, let's leave it for the monkey to have a play with, right? So, anyway, they passed it around,
Won a BAFTA.
and a couple of chimps and that were rubbish at it. They were, like, filming the floor and all that, and the fingers were always in shot and stuff like that, right? But anyway, there was this one chimp called Pascal, right, who,
Annoys me that he calls them monkeys, though.
He
They're
was-
not monkeys, they're apes.
he
Go
was,
on.
he was a dab hand at it, right? He was, like, filming stuff, really good shots, you know, sort of nice nude and that. He used the lighting properly and all the rest of it.
No, he didn't!
Just this is the news. What are you talking about? This is the news.
Oh,
So
Steve,
anyway.
it's so annoying. You know it annoys me so much. Things like that. He was a dab hand. He was doing really good shots. It really annoys me.
Let's hear the news.
Anyway, right, so he started, at night, like, when the zookeepers went home, he started filming, like, other monkeys on the go, like, whilst they were at it, right? And he was filming them and what have you.
The Ron Jeremy of
I
the
love
zoo.
it. You know it's going to end up on the web.
So anyway, the zookeepers came in the next day, and it's like, let's see what shots he's got. Anyway, he's got all this, like, you know, all these monkeys at it and what have you. So,
Oh, yeah, this is, honestly, you don't know what this is doing to me, Steve. Can I stop it now?
So they thought, like, actually, there's a few monkeys who who aren't at it enough. Do you know what I mean? They have problems and what have you, so let's give them the videos.
That is so untrue. This is so untrue. It's so untrue that it was filmed by a monkey.
So
it's
what
so
happened
untrue.
then, right?
Rick, I don't know who to believe.
Oh God! You're talking so much shit again. You must know that's not true. There's no way.
There's a load of tapes out.
Look at me! Look at me! Don't keep talking. Look at me. You must know that's not true.
Can we just hear the end of this news?
You had a go at me last week because I didn't have the full story. I've got the full story. You're still not happy.
There is no way that by chance what should we do? Let's give him a camcorder. That could happen. He then films him at it. That might happen. It might happen, but I don't think he'd keep the camera still. Two, they go, hold on, this is good stuff. This is good shit. This porn's good shit.
Anyway,
look at that. He's got a lovely shot. Yeah.
So
this is ridiculous.
Let me just recap because I lost my way there. So the monkey has filmed the monkey porn, and now they're showing it to the other monkeys.
Is he directing? Can you hear him saying stuff? Can you hear him go?
It's just like, you know, Chimp Pimp 1, 2 and 3 and all the rest of it, right? But anyway, so they've got all these other tapes, because what happened was, they said he's quite good at this. And the animals are happy having him around because he's not a human, he's just one of the gang, do you know what I mean? So they started putting him in with other things like, you know, ostriches.
Right.
And
shit.
There was and do you know they have a problem with pandas in Japan? So they've sent him out there, filming a bit of. Where are you going?
Honestly, you really annoy me. There's no way this is happening.
Can we just hear the end?
Why can't he just find a real story about a monkey?
Let's hear the end.
The end is really that he's going to China. He's filming the pandas and whatever.
No, he's not. They wouldn't send a monkey director. They would not send a monkey director.
Right. So anyway, right. I think it's in LA. This happened. Right.
I think. Why does he think?
So these people are in a restaurant having a lovely meal.
There's one of them short and hairy, but it goes totally covers from top to bottom in a spacesuit, so he didn't know it was a monkey.
It's not one of the customers, one of the waiters.
So they're having a lovely dinner, probably one of the best sort of dinners they've had, right? So the waiter comes over, and it's like, you know, can we just say I've had a lovely meal and that?
Right, it's the chef.
Because it is. Can we see the chef?
Yeah.
So can we just, you know, see the guy who cooked it? Of
course.
Yeah. Short fella, hairy.
So the waiter said, to be honest, the waiter said, look, he's busy, you know, he's got meals to cook and what have you. He hasn't really got time. He said, it'll only take a minute. He said, no, I prefer it, you know.
So this is a restaurant in LA that serves brilliant food.
I'll pass your message on and what have you, right? So
he sends for monkey Pierre White.
So it's a bit odd. Anyway. So they go out, right? They go out to the car and they notice the kitchen door's open.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course they do, because they're going to discover something that I don't know.
So
they're going to discover. Hold on, this just out of interest, this where does this chef train before we see him or reveal, you know, what he might look like or like to eat?
So anyway, so they pop their head in and think we'll just nip in and go, you know, love fruit salad or whatever. So they stick their head in.
We better see the human chef.
You never guess what?
Go on.
Monkey stood on a chair, right, cooking veg. Right, so anyway, so they're like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's cooking veg? What is he doing with it?
Well, he's stood on a chair by the cooker and he's chopping stuff.
Oh, he's chopping as well now. He's just isn't it? Yeah.
It's got a little, you know, he's got the bosses in there. They're like a bit shocked, so he's a bit panicking because he's got this monkey working for him. So they say to him, "What's going on? We didn't know this is what's going on. You know, why have you got a monkey cooking stuff?" So he said, well...
Incidentally, a monkey, I should point out, who probably doesn't need instructions from its girlfriend.
Forget it.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Right. There's this monkey, right?
Yeah.
And it had been, do you know you hear about monkeys being badly treated and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So, anyway, it goes into this home. It's 14, this monkey. It's called, Matty, right? Goes into this home where it's looked after.
What do you mean home?
Just like, just a little monkey home, right?
Okay, so zoo.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, but they haven't got any other monkeys there, right?
What have they got there?
They've got just other animals and that, but not that many monkeys. But anyway, because he's there on his own, again, you know...
When you say monkey, do you mean a chimpanzee, by the way? Because you usually do.
Yeah.
I can't believe that journalist thought this was scripted.
Amazing.
So anyway, yeah. So it gets sort of pally with the people working there and that, and it's smoking fags, it's having a drink at night and all this, right?
What do you mean it's having a drink at night? How?
It's all here, Steve. I mean, we haven't really got time, but
Well, no, don't say it's all here like it's proof. You've got another stupid story that someone has put onto the internet. Someone sitting at home in their bedroom has put onto the internet.
So it's having a fag, it's drinking a lovely glass of Bang Rock Station.
The wine that's perfect for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's loving life, it's forgetting about its past and everything, right? When this other monkey comes along,
Oh
Oh no.
Come on, Bruin.
Go on.
right? That comes in, something's said. Right, forget it then.
Monkey news.
Right, this happened in Pittsburgh, right? There was a rock band, and they've got this studio in Pittsburgh and what have you, and they're laying down tracks and stuff like that. And in the studio that they use, right, there's this monkey works there. Right,
I love the way he throws that in. Like he throws that in. This monkey works there.
no, it's just got a little gig there. He sort of it carries the equipment in, guitars. Stuff like that.
It doesn't.
He does.
No, it doesn't.
He just sort of cleans up after the bands.
No, he doesn't.
Emptying the ashtrays.
Doesn't
that sort of
happen.
stuff. It
Doesn't
does,
happen.
That's the gig it's got. Anyway, right.
Gets women out of the crowd that they want to go visit with.
With one arm.
Drag them back.
So anyway, right. So the band's in the studio, right? And one of the band members brings some A&R fella to the studio to have a listen to the latest track. Right?
Yeah.
So they hit play, and they're all there going, "Yeah, brilliant, this is good."
Oh no.
Anyway, so the fella says, "Yeah, I like the track. I especially like the bass on it." Right?
Right, this is bullshit.
So
This is rubbish.
So
And they hadn't laid down a bass track?
so this is. Have you heard it? So
Carl,
weird
please
thing
don't
is,
do this
right,
to
so
me.
the A&R fella goes, and
Yeah.
it's like, the band members are stood about, and they're going, "That's good that he liked it." And I'm saying, "Yeah, but what's he on about with the bass?" So they played it
No,
back.
this is rubbish. This is absolute rubbish.
Let's
Where'd you
just
get this
hear it,
from?
please, because we never get to the end. Let's hear
This
it.
is absolute nonsense.
So they played it back.
Yeah,
right?
and it's the chimp playing bass. Definitely not.
So they were like, "That's weird, we haven't got a bassist." Anyway, so they go, "Well, whatever, right?" So
We
they
haven't
leave.
got a bassist.
So,
They
so
go, whatever, let's go home.
forget it.
Okay, right. Oh, chimpanzee that!
Monkey news.
Right, there's this card game going on, right? in the a big hotel in Vegas,
Right.
The Luxor Hotel in Vegas.
Yeah,
There's a major card game. All the big players and that
sure.
were involved. Right, they're all invited. Anyway, so they all meet up in this dark room at the back of the.
Oh, there we go, dark room. But hairy fella. It was brilliant at poker.
Like I say, it's a big game, and that everyone's been waiting for it. So it's played in the back room, not in the main entrance bit, right? So anyway, like I say, it's dark in there and what have you, and the players went in. There was already someone sat in there, right?
Right.
But they
Short bloke?
couldn't quite see.
Was he a
him.
short hairy bloke with slightly longer arms than legs?
Couldn't see him.
Where
because
is his arms slightly longer than his legs,
couldn't see
strangely
him with it
enough?
being dark.
Was he
and what have
holding his hand of cards with his feet?
you. Anyway. So the cards were dealt, right? Cards were dealt. Game's going on.
His cards with his feet!
Game went on for hours, right? There was-
No one's listening. The terrible thing is that not even we're listening to Carl now. Literally no one is listening to Carl.
There was a lot of smoking going on.
It's
right?
going on.
A lot of eating and nuts going on. That was a bit weird because they don't normally get through as many, but for this night. So, come on, let's just play Bruce.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Monkey news.
Right, well, I thought we'd go for sort of a Christmas feel, right? So, this one, it happened in Stockholm, right? A couple of years ago, around the Christmas time. There's this little grotto, right?
Everything he says is funny, isn't it?
A little grotto was set up and stuff, right? And it was getting busier and busier, right? This little grotto. There was only one in Stockholm, right? Queue was massive and stuff.
That's not true.
And this.
That's not true. There's
No,
not
but
one.
fine, just listen.
But that's not true. A couple of years ago,
interrupt the
if
news.
you'd have said 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, it was busy in
interrupt
that.
the
And there was this bloke. There was this bloke who had a kid, and the kid was saying, "Dad, can I go and see, Father Christmas in the grotto?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to join that queue. It's too big, right?" And loads of the Father Christmases who was in the booth, they kept jacking it in because the queue was that big.
What do you
Too
mean loads of
stressful.
Father Christmas in the booth? What
Because
booth?
they got through loads in the grotto, the Father Christmas and that, right? They couldn't act the pressure of the queues. The queues were massive for this grotto.
This is rubbish!
So they kept getting through like loads of Father Christmases.
They just
like,
kept walking
different
on.
people. They kept saying, "I can't handle this. You'll have to get a new one in." Right?
Right, okay.
Anyway, so this fella, right? The kid kept asking every day, "Can we go in there?" He said, "No, look, the queue's big." Anyway, one day, the queue was suddenly a lot shorter, right? Because they got a new little Father Christmas fella.
Right.
In the
Right,
grotto.
Carl, if this Father Christmas turns out to be about
So-
3'6" and hairy...
So anyway, right, so he's going, "Come on then, we'll join the queue," right? So he joins the queue and he's you know, the queue's going down really fast, people are going in and out really quick. And he's going, how's he managing to do this, right? And he sort of looks through the curtain, he can just see a little slight thing, and he can see the bloke who's, like, dressed up as Father Christmas. He's handing them out with his hands and his feet and that, right? So they're going, "No, look, if you don't..."
I'm going to die!
So, anyway, so...
Please don't interrupt the news, Rick. I want to hear the news.
So he's queuing up, right, and he's going, "Oh, he's good on him, you know, he's got a new method of handing out the presents and that." Whilst he's queuing there, there's a little fella selling chestnuts, so he thinks, "Oh, I'll buy some of them, and, you know, something to munch on whilst I'm in the queue and stuff."
Yeah.
And, so anyway, he's queuing up, he's eating the chestnuts, comes to his turn,
Yeah.
right?
It's
he
absolute
goes,
rubbish.
What are you on about?
It's absolute rubbish.
So
So, cut a long story short, you reckon that they hired a chimp to hand out presents, Father Christmas?
and so you brought the chestnuts in, and the monkey attacked him, and
Well, he went off, right? And he's going, why is it all going mad? And
You're
there's a little
you're
fella,
talking
there's
rubbish.
a little fella that sat there with like a little beard on and that.
Yeah, you're
And,
talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish.
Well, it's not
rubbish.
worth me carrying on then.
No, it's not
worth
worth
it.
you carrying on, because again...
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right, this is something that I do know about, alright? If monkeys have been up to anything in the world, this is what I'm on. Do you know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
what
you're on
I'm
top
on
of
top of this. This one, it's pretty recent. Monkey was knocking about New York.
Oh, yeah.
He got locked up for like nicking stuff and all the rest of it, right? Anyway, that's the
I
past.
don't know where that's the pointless.
Well, hang on,
Steve, does that
But you
look
know
like
what I
a
mean? If
proper-
that's the opening gambit, if I don't come in there, when do I come in? Do you know what I mean?
listen.
If I don't pick him up on that, when do I come in?
Steve, I can show you the original.
Nicking stuff.
Anyway, so he worked on a plan to escape,
Oh, shut up.
right? And he'd worked it all out. He saw the bloke with the keys and that.
How do we
right?
know this? How do we know this?
This isn't even the main bit of the story. I wouldn't even worry about it.
Because
Rick, please.
no, because he's embellished and it's.
So anyway,
I've said this before, I'm going to say it now. You do not interrupt the news. It's the news.
So anyway, right, so the monkey gets out, he's roaming about free, word gets out that he's escaped and that, right? The copper, I think his name's PC Wilcox of NYPD, right?
Police Constable Wilcox of
Right.
the New York Police Constable Wilcox.
Leave it.
Yeah.
We've only got a few minutes left, please.
Dixon of Queens.
So he got a call to sort of assist, you know, this monkey roaming about,
PC Wilcox of the New York PD.
Ricky!
because they were having problems catching it. Right?
So he was called in.
So he was out on his motorbike looking what's going on. Anyway, cut a long story short, he manages to catch up with the monkey. Right?
Why did the monkey have a car?
He got it in like a little
Why did the
alleyway.
monkey steal a car, Carl?
Anyway, so he had him. He gave him the rights and everything. You know, everything you used to say and all that business. He said,
Whoa, whoa,
Steve.
monkeys don't talk.
So
Carl,
Steve.
Carl, monkey, he didn't need to say anything you say, maybe take it down.
So anyway,
Carl, look
Steve,
at me
right?
as well.
No,
Carl,
I'm
look.
just telling Steve because he's listening.
But Carl, think
It's
what
easy
you're
to put
saying.
stuff down. So anyway, the cop, you know, the monkey's like fair cop, right? He's on the back of the motorbike being taken back to the station.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Anyway, Wilcox gets a call on
PC Wilcox,
on the radio,
Sure.
saying, you know, listen, there's been another problem,
Oh, no.
right? Will you?
There was a diversion, there was a gang.
There was a gang. Right?
Oh.
So he said, can you go and sort it out? And he's like, well, I've got a monkey on my back. He said, well, take it with you.
Was he on
right?
drugs?
So anyway,
Isn't that what junkies say?
so he goes down to the scene where it's all kicking off. Monkey's just sat on the motorbike thinking, I'm not going to try and get away, it'll just make the matter worse, right? He's sat there. The gang,
Hold on, was he wearing a crash helmet?
the gang, sort of, you know, he saw all that going off. Copper goes up.
Sorry, was this a gang of humans?
So anyway, it's kicking off, right? There's a gang, and they're all having a fight and what have you. Anyway, it gets out of hand because Wilcox, even though he sort of helps out the person who was being beaten up, he walks off, the gang starts picking on the copper.
Oh, no.
So, the monkey thinks, best help out here.
Oh,
He goes up,
Oh,
right?
no.
Anyway, cut a long story short.
Yeah.
They let the monkey off. He got keys to the city. Steve,
How did he help out the policeman?
have a look at that. Have a look. There's the facts.
It's not fact. It never happened.
That's the facts.
I mean, everything about it's wrong. Everything about it is nonsense.
Steve.
Well, all I say is there's a picture here of a monkey brandishing a gun. If that's not truth, if that's not fact,
Have a look.
then there it is right there.